Okay, I'm joined by Bridgwater United manager Lee Lashenko. We're going to talk about a few things. We'll start obviously with the Paulton Rovers game. Obviously a disappointing day for the club and for yourself, for the players. I just wondered what your immediate thoughts were after the game. I know you've had a bit of time to digest it. What your thoughts are now?
As you said, very disappointing after the game. Like, it was one of those where there's no hiding place. You just want to disappear out the door and go on home. But you've got to put a brave front on it after, try and dissect it. We spoke in the dressing room at length. Not an inquest, because obviously it was quite freakish as well in the circumstances of having two players sent off and another lad sin bin for a period of time. So obviously that was a mitigating circumstance, so to speak. But not an excuse either, because we got to make sure that we don't put ourselves in that position. I felt that we started the game poorly, conceded early, and obviously I expect more from this group of players. This squad's been put together to be successful, and you're not going to be successful in a season playing like that. But we know that we believe that we're a far better outfit than what we've shown on Saturday, and we'll make sure that we put that right in the next coming games.
Yeah, and obviously you touched on it there. Two main talking points of the game. The first red card. Watching it from the stand, we were all a bit confused as to what was going on. Did you get any clarification on what the red card was for?
No, it's obviously something we're going to struggle with a little bit at the moment. Like, certain rule changes have been made clear to us in pre-season, but don't seem to be implemented, like the time the goalkeeper is allowed on the ball and so on and so forth. And in that case, with the sin bin, like I believe, like I've always said, like, football at this level should be filled up with people with passion, and that's why I believe is an attraction to the game. Supporters want to be close to the players, close to the action. And if you start putting players on mute and situations where referees can hide behind maybe initially doing a sin bin card, and then obviously it was upgraded in Danny's case quite quickly. I think that takes away from the emotion at the time. You know what I mean? We don't want that to be the case. We don't want to be looking at this level and liking it to like real football or professional football, where you got the VAR and taking a passion away, where people don't want to celebrate a goal until they're totally sure it's a goal, so they don't want to look silly. And again, in Danny's case, I always back my players, but I definitely back Danny to the hilt. I think it was I know it was a very, very harsh red card, and especially witnessing a few challenges that went on Saturday. I don't believe there should be the overexcitement and red carding players for certain things and letting other things go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you spoke about the sin bin there. I mean, a lot of the fans I was sitting with didn't actually know that was a rule. Is that something you're just going to have to adapt to and have a chat with the players about? And
definitely, again, I think it's a cop out from in terms of a sin bin. You can say, well, okay, well, they just go straight to red then. But no, that's not the case. A referee's duty is to manage a game correctly and try and start and end with 22 players. Obviously, like the sin bin for a few players stepping down from our level is something we're going to have to quickly get used to. Along with this, where you're not allowed to talk to a referee anymore, in terms of you're not allowed two of you to go out to a referee. Little things like that, it's teething problems. But again, that's not excuses after Saturday. Saturday we were poor, we know that. Not good enough for a club at this level, not good enough for a club with the expectation that Bridgwater United's got. Definitely not good enough for the supporter base that we got. But what I would say to that supporter base as well is, like, I'm not Bridgwater born and bred, but when I manage a football club, I do it 7 days a week with everything I got, and I expect my players to do the same. So this club is long lived in the shadows of like neighbours like Taunton and Tiverton. We're 2 divisions apart from them. That's not good enough. There's been a lot of players had a good go at it and not quite succeeded. I'm going to give it everything and some. We're going to make sure that we don't have a massive overhaul of players here, because you need to give a bit of loyalty to players and let it all breathe here at the moment. I think there's a lot of excited people around the place, from my owner, chairman, through to good sponsors, through to good people that work and give their all to this club. And we want it probably now, but we need to just make sure that we're doing it in the right way. We will do it in the right way, and I'm certain we're going to be out there in the reckoning, because this is a good group of players. I back them to the hilt, and like I say, we've got a great game coming at us Wednesday night, and we're going to make sure we give a better account of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you touched on the game there. Obviously, it doesn't get any easier. Clevedon are top of the table, have won all their games. What do you know about them, and what are you expecting?
What do I know about them? Obviously, they're lively. They've had a new personnel through the door, but obviously their upgrade is, like, they finished second last year with an excellent manager in Alex White. obviously done well for that club, 2 near misses. So like the only way that these new people can improve is by winning the league. So obviously the pressure's well and truly on there, because obviously that's the expectation. That's what they've been brought in to do. It's not really a rebuild. Is ready to go. Walk in the door and crack on. We've obviously done a bit of a rebuild based on a season that sort of underwhelmed a few people, and obviously the opening weeks ain't gone according to plan. But we still are in a situation where we've played 3-1, draw 1, lost 1. So a win tomorrow night can rectify a lot of the problems and put a lot of those issues right for us, and to make sure that we're not falling away from any pack. It's early days. I look at a season after 10 games, and I always look to try and average 2 points a game. So a win tomorrow night would be very, very welcome. That's what we're going to set ourselves out to do, and hopefully there's going to be a good backing for us there as well, because obviously that's what you need. You need a good backing home and away, and everyone to buy into what we're trying to achieve.
Great. Okay, so getting away from the game to game. Obviously, you've been here for a couple of months now. How have you found it? Are you enjoying it?
100%. Yeah, I've enjoyed every moment of it, because the attraction to the club is the expectation. I don't want to be at a club where there's zero expectation. I'm quite, in a painful way, not saying I enjoyed Saturday and Sunday, but it's made me work even harder. You can't rest on your laurels after a win, so you definitely can't do it after a defeat. Obviously that don't mean that you go and chuck everything out of the window that you believe in massively. You got to stick to your guns without being too stubborn. You know what I mean? You got to make adaptations, and probably might do that tomorrow night. We'll have a little look at what we're going into battle with, and make sure that we're betterly prepared than Saturday, because obviously we need to be, because Saturday wasn't good enough. In terms of the size of the club is there for all to see, and that's another attraction. You know what I mean? The supporter base has been superb in the opening games, and obviously we got to make sure that don't tail off, and I'm fully aware of that. The only way to make sure that don't tail off is to win your games. So that's that. But I also see that there's a lot to grow here. You know what I mean? Like, we've recently got a good under 18 situation going on. We've brought in like yourself in terms of the media aspect, the secretarial work. We want to get sponsorship through the door. There's a lot of things we want to get going here as well, but obviously ultimately the main thing is to be right on the football pitch, and we got to make sure that we are doing that. But again, I don't think we're too wrong. I back my players 100%. They won't let me down on Wednesday night. Okay, this is going to be a great game of football between two very, very good sides. And again, you don't take any game for granted, no matter who you're coming up against. We know we've got to respect all opponents, and you can't respect an opponent more than the top of the table side who haven't lost, haven't conceded a goal. But hopefully we can change that tomorrow night. I'm confident in my group. He'll be confident in his. But like I say, it'll be a good game, and hopefully we don't get too many more coded messages off of keyboard warriors want to have a pop at us. Maybe we can give them a night off tomorrow night.
Yeah, great. And just lastly, you mentioned the attendance. How vital is it for the fans to buy into the club? What does that do for you, the club, and the players?
It's the only way it'll grow. You know what I mean, in terms of the supporter base is always been an attraction to this place, and has always been here, whether they've won, lost or drawn. You know what I mean, we want to give them a lot to be happy about. We want to give them a lot to come down on a Saturday night, a rainy Tuesday night, whenever we play home and away. We want them with us. So this supporter base is massive to this club. It's massive to everything we're trying to achieve, and we will never take them for granted. But we also want them to maybe now and again dig in a bit for us. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully we're going to give them lots and lots of good days. Maybe these opening couple of weeks, we just want them to be slightly patient, but not overly patient. And we got to repay their loyalty and support with better performances than they witnessed on Saturday. But I don't need telling that. I don't need to know that. I'm fully aware of what was wrong on Saturday, and we're going to make sure we put that right.
Great, thanks, Lee.
Thank you, top man.